Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rearview mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? You have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
too.
you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Hi, I'm your host, Mercury's Rises, and welcome to Bedroom Chronicles, the show where couples or singles go deep, cut the crap, and face the real questions that make or break relationships. The show is informative and mesmerizing. Tonight, we are putting love on the hot seat. Are they being honest with each other, or are they just saying what is safe? Let's find out if real love starts when real truth is spoken. We have call-in guests and live interviews. Whether you heal together or apart, you owe each other honesty. That's it for tonight's Bedroom Chronicles. Until the next time, don't fake the love, face the truth. Okay. Hello and welcome to Bedroom Chronicles. My name is Mercury Rises and I'm your host today. And with me today is Antoinette Louise Joy. Hi, Antoinette.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, and thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about down low. And then we're going to also talk a little bit about Antoinette's book. What's the title of your book, Antoinette?
Phenomenal Woman.
The Phenomenal Woman. And of course, Of course, we'll also be talking about Men in My Bed, True Love is Hard to Find, Relationship Chronicles. Just a little bit. So, Antoinette, today, well, I've been thinking about this over the week. And for some reason, down low stayed in the back of my mind. And it's basically, we're going to just view the men's side of it. Because women can be that way too now. But we're just going to view the men's side of it. So I took some notes, and we're going to have a little discussion on these 10 talking points that I came up with. So the first one is I call it down low symptoms because it's what the man does that the woman can pick up on that may be a little bit questionable. So the first one that I came across was being down low is an overemphasis of hyper masculine attributes or the man being overly macho, and that he also avoids anything that might be seen as feminine and that could be deflected towards him. What do you think?
So, for me, you know, the society that we are in now, it's really hard for some women to navigate through dating and meeting men. And, of course, a lot of them aren't honest.
Right.
They won't tell you because they already know you're not going to accept that.
Right.
So what they do is they keep it in secret or on the down low is what it's called. But they really, now their sexuality is for both.
Yeah.
But everybody's not going to go along with that.
Right.
So you know you have to hide what your right hand doing. Don't let the left hand know because you want them both.
Right.
I don't know if it's selfish. I'm not getting that because it's the way the society is going right now.
Right. So with us being in around the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia, where it's kind of that population is rampant and raving and been doing it for a minute. And my God, because I think when I moved here in the 90s, it was like 10 men to 1 woman.
Still is.
I think that it was probably like 25. So I'm sure it's increased over the years.
Oh yeah.
But I think that if a man wants to be bisexual, it's bisexual because he want both.
Right.
And he just should be honest with himself for his wants and needs, and don't put somebody else, I'll say, life in jeopardy because you want to bite the left cheek and the right cheek. No, you got to tell that woman straight up front.
I agree.
That's okay. Don't even say that you don't even got to use the word gay, but at some point, even bisexual. No, you just straight gay. You ain't bisexual. You just straight up gay. But anyway, you need to let that woman know so she can make a choice for herself if she want to be intertwining with you while you doing your mix up down this road over here. So it shouldn't be that he fears how that woman is going to react to him, because that's you. That's your own individual self, and I ain't say selfish, self needs that you're going to take care of, and nobody else should be judging you for your wants and needs.
Right.
But anyway, to the second question.
Well, I want to add a comment.
Go
so,
ahead.
When me and my husband have been out, there have been occasions where I remember one time we went to a play. It's funny, and I tell people this because I'm not used to it because I'm from New Orleans, and I was never exposed to women of the same women like me coming up to me asking me something like, hey, you want to get together? I'm looking crazy. So we were at a play. So I was at a play, and I dressed kind of, the jeans here got a rip in the hip or something. You know, I dressed really not risky, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at what looking good. So I was at a bar one time. I was ordering us drinks. So this white lady came up to me and she was looking me up and down. Again, that's something new for me. She was like, "You want a drink? Look at me." Oh wait. Oh yeah. Wait. I said I'm with my husband. She said I'll buy him one too. I went and got it. I told my husband. I said, "There's a lady want to buy us drinks. Look at him. She wants you to go. She wants you to go home with her."
Wow.
I'm like, "How you get that? I don't want to drink." Yeah. So I brought him. We went back to the lady. She bought us drinks.
Wow.
But she had her woman with her.
Oh.
She
was
said,
feisty,
"Thank
huh?
you." I told her, "Thank you." Let's go, baby. Thank you. We got a drink. Let's go. But that's not going to happen for her.
Wow. They might have been swingers.
I don't know what that. I have no
really?
earthly clue, but it happens to me. They come up to me and like, that's not the only time. I'm like, huh? So there's a lot of women that are
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a friend, and we would go to concerts and stuff, live concerts and stuff.
Right.
At the Fox every now and again. And she has this friend that she invited to come along with us. All of us worked in the same building, but I never hung out with her and her friend, just her. And her friend was selling this product where you can wrap it to make your abdomen go down flat.
They had that at work too.
Right.
That was something for a while. Everybody was doing that.
And I was just standing there, and she said, she was rapping somebody at the time, and so I was just standing there watching. She said, She said, I would like to rap you. I took that kind of personal. But I didn't say anything to her. I just looked at her because I know exactly what she meant. But those gave me thoughts about her and my friend. And then when I told my friend what she said, and my friend said, "I would take it to the grave. I'll never kiss and tell." So then you telling me that y'all did. But looking at them,
you couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell.
And
men the same way.
And you don't.
I know, and men are the same way. So I listen to, okay, I'm going to hang out with the boys. I'm going with my cousin, because you had no cousins dipping and dabbing with cousins. Oh yeah, I'm going to visit my cousin. Or you meeting somebody over at your cousin's house. But another thing that women don't pay attention to, which I'm gonna get to a little later, is that things that the man may be doing in the house that's secretive, or like hiding his phone, deleting messages before you get it. But they don't understand. Women have no ways how to backdoor to get into your phone to things that you've already deleted.
No,
if you don't know, call me. I'll let you know.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Make it matter. Oh my God.
Yes, they do. So
for me, I've been in relationships where I don't think I trusted that person. All of us have. But if a relationship for me is gonna work, you have to be totally open and you have to totally be honest. Yeah. And my phone is not an issue. My husband got my phone now. Here, honey, go. It's because I'm into this relationship. I'm invested, and I don't plan on venturing out with other women or, you know what I'm saying, other men. So I think it has to do with you and your relationship and what you want. I wanted that, and I have, that in the relationship. But if I wanted to play, then I don't think I would be in a relationship.
Right.
I don't think that.
But I noticed this is a little bit off our topic, but some men get into a relationship because they want that person. And it might not be, they have the female thinking it's a relationship. So
I've been in that.
Because he wants that one. Okay.
I've been in that one.
So you know, so
I've been around the block a whole lot of time. Yeah. Been there, done. Yeah, I've been on that street.
So some of the things that I came up with was also, we just mentioned it a little bit, the secretive communication habits, like hiding the phone, deleting text messages, or using apps discreetly.
I'm not doing that with you. I'm not doing that.
But that's some
Not
of the
doing
things.
it.
Those are some of the things that our partner that's on the download may be doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I'm not doing
That
that with
too.
you. What I'm gonna do is keep it moving, and you go on up on down the road because it's not working for me.
It's
I'm
not.
not deleting nothing. I'm not hiding nothing. For me, I'm too mature, and for me, that's like games, and
Yeah.
I can't.
But
do that.
some men love games. Some women too, but some
Well, you
men
need
love
to find
games.
a person
And I
that'll
don't.
play
I'm
it
not
with
a
you.
game.
There
yeah.
are people
yeah.
that'll play it with
Yeah, I don't
you.
like playing. No, I don't
But
like
I'm
playing
not.
that.
I'm not that one. I'm
Yeah.
the other one. I'm not. Mm-mm.
So then the next one is he could be inconsistent, have inconsistent availability. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like sudden, unexplained, late night hours,
Been there,
or
done that too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can't. They can't give you an explanation, or the explanation that they give you is very vague. Oh, I didn't realize how it was that late until Bob brought it to my attention. Well, what was you doing? You couldn't looking at your watch or your phone to see what time it is.
Oh wait, this is the one I got. My ex-husband. Oh, I was at Jim's house and we was drinking and I fell asleep. I didn't wake up till this morning.
Mm.
You been at Jim's house since yesterday,
Right.
really? Okay. Unless you sleeping with
With
Jim.
Jim.
Yeah. That probably what was going on.
Yep, you sleeping with
You
Jim.
sleeping with
and,
Jim.
and normally we're not gonna think twice about him
Because it's a guy.
Yeah. I used to have a friend, a female friend, I would never do this myself. So she has a boyfriend that's married. Then she invite her friends over to go with her to her boyfriend house that's married. And his wife is there. But she's sitting at the table like she's just one of the friends.
The wife.
The girlfriend at the wife house, sitting at the table like she's just one of the friends, but she's sleeping with the man, with the husband. I was like, this is too much right here
Now
for me.
that's murder.
That's too much.
That's the type
That's
that
too
will
much.
murder.
That's
That's
too
the
much.
type that will kill you. Because if I had a friend, and
Oh,
it
no.
happens.
It does.
I know people
I know.
that have happened. They girlfriends with the wife, they sleep with the husband. That's some murder
They
and
do.
stuff. I'm not doing that. Yeah.
I couldn't. It was an eye opener for me, but so believe me, that friend I wouldn't trust around my boyfriend
Yeah.
or my husband. So I always had a point of just no. If it's me and my boyfriend or me and my husband, it's just me and my boyfriend and me and my husband.
Same
That's
here.
It. That's
Yeah.
it.
Now I do have friends,
Yes.
and they all love my husband, and but they don't come by when I'm not
Get
home.
home. Okay.
And he have friends. He has guy friends. He has a best friend. He don't come there when my husband not home because number one, I don't answer the door. For number one, no one. When I'm by myself in the house, so you can come there for my husband, but I ain't answering the door. So you better call him. So I'm not expecting anyone. I don't go.
Okay. So the next point is overcompensating with women, meaning that the guy that's on the down low, that's all he does is talk about women or gossip about women. And he does it too much to the point that it's a red flag. So
Trying to make you think that he's
straight,
Straight.
heterosexual,
And he's
not.
yeah, smoke screen.
He giving himself away. Yeah. he's-
smoke screen.
Mhm,
That's a smoke screen.
Yep. So close. The next one he has close but secretive male friendships, especially those that seem unusually interested or involved with lots of private times.
Yeah.
Like them, like you was just talking about your friend being over at whose house? Bob's house, and just fell asleep and then
He fell asleep. That's what you going with. The story you telling me is you was asleep at your friend's house since yesterday. Yeah.
So I have this thing.
Get outta here.
I like to check. He don't know I'm checking, but I'm checking.
I'm not doing all
No,
that.
no. I'm checking body parts. I'm checking
I
body
ain't
parts.
doing that
Oh,
either.
I'm doing that,
I'm not
honey.
doing that.
Because I learned. I worked in a nursing home for 9 years, and from working in a nursing home and with those the patients, and if you can change somebody's diaper and you just look straight in,
Something ain't right.
okay. And that little finger goosey thing that's played out now because it's so old. They know about it. So if you touch them on the button, if they move forward, then they might be all right. But if they push back, then something wrong.
Something is definitely wrong.
Oh my! But
That
anyway,
means I have to question what's going on.
Yeah.
What's really
going
going on?
on. Yep. And then, but the main thing that get me is you have somebody that's on the down low, but they don't think they on the down low. They don't even think that they're gay because they are not receiving. They're not the giver. They are the receiver. They're not the giver. And those are the ones that put us as women at the highest risk because, oh, I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, I'm not down low because I'm not doing nothing. He doing it to me. You are.
I saw that on TV one time. And I don't know why I stopped at this particular program,
Mm-hmm.
but they had this guy on there, and he was saying that he doesn't let anybody penetrate him. He does the penetrating.
penetration,
What they call him, the upper or something? I'm
Yeah.
looking crazy.
Yeah, they're top and the bottom.
Yeah,
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
like, huh? What?
Yep, but you still gay.
Thank you.
You still
But
gay.
he didn't. He was the topper, I
Mhm.
guess,
Mhm.
and he would have a bottomer.
Mhm.
So he only did. So when he dating and he looking for somebody, he's seeing if they're do bottoms.
Mhm.
I cannot.
So you have some, and I know this from my research. You have some. It's a mixture, and between men that sleep with men. It's like men that sleep with men that sleep with women that sleep with men. They got all these M's and stuff in there.
Yeah.
So a man that sleep with a man, you're gonna have a man that sleep with a man. That's a man. So he gonna be a man. That mean that he's not using right.
upper or
So he's
lower.
the male figure in the
Yeah.
relationship. Then you got the one that's gonna be on the bottom, and they're gonna be like the female.
Mhm.
Because sometimes the one that's on the bottom ain't gonna do no penetration. They're just using theirs to urinate, to pee. That's it. And then you have the couple again that's gonna be male and male, which they're doing everything to each other.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah. So it's so mind bothering just to gather all the types of things and ways that it can go. It's worse than the interstate. Go this way, go that way, go this way. But anyway,
Which way is up?
Yeah, but you just need to make sure when you go in those different ways, you're not harming the other people in the background, which is going to be the females.
Right.
Because if you want that strong jaw, which is their men's mouths are much more stronger and have a stronger pull than women. That's one of the things that they emphasize. 'Cause that's more pleasing. And
Right.
the second thing is a man got a prostate. A woman cannot. It's no competition with us for that because we don't have
Exactly.
prostates.
We don't have
so
one.
we don't. And then their cheeks are stronger because, and women's aren't as strong unless she a bodybuilder.
Exactly.
The average woman's cheeks are not that strong where you can grip something so firm and just hold it like that. But it's just a lot. It's mind boggling
in
so
this
much.
day and age, especially if you're dating and you're over 50, you already have a challenge. You're no longer young.
Right.
And what I tell people is Mother Nature leaves us at 40. She take energy, beauty, and hormones with
It
her
does.
and tell you, now you got to figure it out on
Right.
your own. So you're trying to navigate dating at 50, plus your declining health. You might have a few health issues, plus your looks. And you got to navigate through all that. Now you got to do the sex too.
Yep. Sure do.
It's a lot
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It is.
if you're over 50.
So I think, well, when you're over 50 or 60, you don't really need all of that sexual stuff. It don't take as much, I don't think. I'll say personally. I can't say about other people because even though you might be in your 50s and 60s, you still can have a high sex drive. But it's not gonna take much for me when it comes sexual stuff.
It's an individual thing.
Yeah, it's individual.
And it is proven scientifically that women do have a decline in their years, like 50 or 60, where you may have been active and you wanted to have it 2 or 3 times a week, once you get 60, 50, you no longer have that desire for 2, 3 times. You might want it once a week. You might want it every other week. It just depends on the drive of that individual.
And I think it also depends on who the partner is. Like when I was I had a really brief blink of the eye engagement, and we worked at home. So my thing was, if you working over there and I'm working over here, you're in your pajama bottom, I'm in my pajama bottom. When we take our lunch break, why we ain't doing the do? Or when we take our 15-minute break, why you not coming over here to get something? You here. But he never approached me, so I didn't bring it up. But it wasn't that I didn't want to entertain it. It's just that he didn't bring it right. He didn't ever say anything about it. So
and you don't want to be the bad person or look like some kind of way.
So I just went along with what he was doing. But yeah, but I went. I had a little encounter. I'll say a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know what came over me. I just went and I just took a shower, and I just felt a little, freaky. So I was like, let me go. And I went out. My friend was sitting outside in the garage. So I said, come here, and I want to show you something. Then he comes. He don't know what because he wasn't expecting nothing at all. And I was like, you want a little snack?
That's what we calling it now. Oh, okay. I like that.
So I was like, come on. So I said,
that. Do you want a snack?
I said, I heated it up with the big shower head. It's nice and warm for you. Come on, get a little snack. And girl, he was just cheesing from left to right. And then I got dressed and I left. After he was finished, because he knew I was going somewhere.
Right.
So I got dressed and I said, okay. That's when I told him, I said, well, I'll give you a few weeks off. I'll see you later.
Oh.
And then that was it. So I ain't seen him since.
That's a snacker.
That's a snack, honey. Give him a snack. So yeah.
I like that. Snacking.
Nothing wrong with a little snack. And I was like, girl, that was a stress reliever.
Yes.
Most definitely.
And it's also a proven fact that you release endorphins when you have sex.
Yeah.
And for anybody that doesn't know, endorphins are the feel-good hormone.
Yeah.
And it floods your body. You get it when you walk, when you exercise.
Right.
You feel good. Once you got a good workout, you're feeling really good.
Right.
So it's released when you're doing something physical.
It
and
is.
that's one of the things that goes on with it. Okay.
Yeah. So a little snack here and there. It's not bad. Good for the soul. So the next thing is, I was at work and I asked one of my gay co-workers, which is a guy, white guy, to go out with me. And then he brought up a very valid point. Because he know I'm straight, but he said basically, how do you know I go to places that you go? So my thoughts was a club is a club, but nope,
it's not.
He's gay, so he wants to go to
a
man on man club, and I never thought that he would only be interested in going to a man on man club. I thought you'd just be interested in going and explore any club, but no, he only wanted to go to gay clubs. So you have to also pay attention to where they're visiting discreetly, because it seemed to be the magic word seemed to be discreetly when they have these things that they want to keep hidden or undercover, so nobody picks up on them. Yeah,
exactly.
So then that took me back to thinking about some of my past boyfriends, and I was like, wow, I remember being in New York and we just happened to come up on a line that was outside. And then we go inside, and everybody in there is gay, or it's one of them drag queen type thing going on. And then he says, "You better never tell nobody we was in here," like it was an accident, because they're gonna make it seem like it was an accident. But it was like, I don't think that was now. I don't think that was an accident.
No, it wasn't. It
wasn't. It was an accident.
But back then it's different from now. Now they'll scream all over. Yeah, I was at the drag club. Yeah.
Yep.
So now society has changed again, and they're more accepting of those places and the behaviors.
Yep.
They got more rights than we do. When you cut on the TV, they got men kissing, women kissing.
And I remember when there was none of that on TV.
None of that when I was growing up. When I was growing up, they didn't even hug, nothing. You didn't see anything. Mommy and daddy was in bed, they was sleeping. Now you see mom and daddy in bed getting it on TV. I'm like,
a mommy and mommy, a daddy and daddy.
Yeah, that's the thing that killed me. The two. Okay.
Yep. So
that's the one.
I remember my kids thought that my grandkids thought that or they heard that that Justin Bieberman was gay. This is so the ones that you've seen, they were little, like 8, 9. They heard that and they cried because they didn't want him to be gay. And I was like, what? How you even know to cry about that word and him being that? But
that's the
different
society
times
we living in. It's a difference.
Yes, ma'am.
It's definitely a different from when we were coming up.
Yes, it is. Most definitely. Because I think when I was coming up, I only came across one. We had one gay cousin, and I remember Bing and Cumber. And we got to go to a commercial. And when we come back, we be talking about Bing and Cumber.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving.
Hi, I'm your host, Mercury's Rises, and welcome to Bedroom Chronicles, the show where couples or singles go deep, cut the crap, and face the real questions that make or break relationships. The show is informative and mesmerizing. Tonight, we are putting love on the hot seat. Are they being honest with each other, or are they just saying what is safe? Let's find out if real love starts when real truth is spoken. We have call-in guests and live interviews. Whether you heal together or apart, you owe each other honesty. That's it for tonight's Bedroom Chronicles. Until the next time, don't fake the love, face the truth. Welcome back to Bedroom Chronicles. I'm your host, Mercury Rising, and with me today is Antoinette Louise Joy, and she has a book called The Phenomenal Woman. And we're discussing Down Low, and we're also going to start back with Bing and Cumber. But first, I got to tell you a little bit. If you please call in. You can call in at 770-485-7724 and share with us on the panel what you may think about what we're discussing today. Also, we take donations at $TV 1061, $TV 1061 donations, any size, every day of the week, Monday through Friday, even though we're only here on Saturdays. Okay, Antoinette, what's the name of your show?
It's called Becoming Phenomenal.
Okay, and Antoinette's show airs right after Bedroom Chronicles. So tune in to watch as well. So, yes. So, Anthony, we were talking about I was our first awareness of somebody being gay.
Yes.
And mine was, we had a cousin named Bing, and Bing had a boyfriend named Cumber, which, back in the day, you didn't use too many real names. Those are just their neighborhood neighborhood names. Everybody know Bing and Cumber, but his name was Nathaniel Freeman, but you call him Bing. How you get Bing out of Nathaniel Freeman, I don't know. But anyway, and I loved Bing and Cumber, especially Cumber, because Cumber was the girl. It was very obvious that Cumber was the girl and Bing was totally 100% man. And because Cumber had that little extra twist and step.
You can always tell.
Yeah. But Bing, you couldn't tell that he was even over there across that bridge with Cumber. and when we found out that Bing and Cumber was a couple as kids, we were very, very adventurous, honey. We crawled across the fence because it was a cow pasture. And we walked across the cow pasture and then we had to crawl across the fence again to get to Bing and Cumber house. So it was me and my sister and a couple of other neighborhood kids. And what we were looking for, because we were peeping in the window and we would duck down and we would peep. We didn't even see Bing and Cumber in the house, but that's what we were doing. They probably was down the hill drinking at somebody else's house, but we were peeping into their house. Because only thing that we could tell that would even resemble being gay to us was when the two does tied their tails up and one going that way and the one going this way. That's what we equate to being gay when we were kids.
It's not always like that.
I know, but that's what we were looking to find with Bing and Cumber, which we didn't. We didn't find it.
Right.
Yeah, but I remember my great-grandmother telling him, you better stop that, Bing, because that's going to kill you. And today, I was like, so AIDS was back then too? It was some kind of disease that was back there that she could tell him that was going to kill him if he didn't stop. But Cumber did die before Bing, but I don't know what the reason or whatever his diagnosis was. But who was yours?
So mine, I had a cousin, and I can't remember his name, but he was the only single child and his mother. And he would watch her, but he had a little twist. And the kids would make fun of him, and they would bully him and beat him up because he had this little twist. And he never stopped twisting. I don't care how many times they jumped on him, because back then they would jump on people if they thought you were gay. Honey, he kept on. So when he grew up, he became, sure enough, gay. Ernest was his name.
Oh, okay. Wow.
He grew up, and he did the lifestyle.
Wow. So another observation to determine, as that can be part of the determination if your man is on the down low, is that he has online
presence.
No, it's this type. He has a double life online. I never even thought of that. So he has a website, a page where he's straight. Then he got a page where he's gay with a name that's kind of gayish related. Isn't that something? I never even thought of that today.
That's his double life.
A double life online?
A lot of times families do not accept that part.
Right.
We're just saying that. A lot of time work, they don't accept it.
Right.
So you're straight when you're at work. And then when you get home, you live your double life, and you go online and you're gay and you're looking for men. But even now, when you do the online dating, they have section men for men and women for women, and men who want women. So there's 3 different outlines now, because it's so much now. People are acceptance of marriages. 2 men get married, 2 women get. They even on commercials on TV, they showing the 2 men get married and all this. They're advertising medicine for them. So it's more accepted now than when we were coming up. Because when we were coming up, you didn't see any of that on TV.
Wow, how's it gonna be 20 years from now? Because that's gonna be another level of acceptance.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be wild. Not that this type of behavior hasn't been around forever. It has been around forever, probably from the beginning of time. But it's just how
more acceptance now.
Yeah, it's probably like just going to take a shower, putting your shoes on.
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
It's interesting though, but I think they just need to get away from if it'll be more for that population of people or that culture of people if you just be honest. Because if the woman know you bisexual, the woman know that you're gay, the woman know that you're down low, you got a whole slew of gay men, people over there that's interested in you, that's open to being in a relationship with you, and you just leave these heterosexual people alone. So I would tell.
Get that.
I would tell. Like this young man that's giving out these tips to women. I would just tell. I would blast it from the mountaintop.
The thing about it is though, is they're attracted to a non-woman that don't do that.
Yeah.
They're attracted to her. So that's how that comes. He walks in a place and he sees this woman, though she's straight, and he's not. So he's still attracted to women.
Her. Mm-hmm.
But he's also on the down low because he's also with guys.
Yes.
And he's not going to tell her because, you know, not only do you have a sexual attraction, it's also a physical. You can see somebody, you even said it yourself, "Ooh, I saw this guy," and yada. So they have the same. He sees her, her, the way she looks attracts him. He wants to be, you know, get to know her better. And he ain't finna tell her because he already knows. If you tell me off the bat that you are also on a down low, that this ain't gonna work.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Wow.
A lot of straight women are not gonna do that. That's why. Because not only are you endangering me, but you're endangering you. Because a lot of guys, once you're in a relationship, they no longer want to use protection or condoms or whatever they're using. But you're doing it with a guy. So you're putting me at risk. 'Cause I don't know what you're doing. We don't live together. We're not married. We're seeing each other. And you thinking you're in a relationship with this guy, and you're in a relationship with him and whoever he's with. Because I know I used to do nursing, and I did it in for the state and public health.
Wow.
And when you had a person that had a venereal disease, they had to tell us who they were.
Yeah. So it can be reported, right?
Yeah.
So those numbers
That's a reportable, yes.
disease.
And they have to tell us who they were
With.
intimate with. And we have to go to that person, and then they have to tell us who they were,
Was with.
because all of these people have to be brought in and
Yep.
screened. That's how you keep the disease down. Same thing with HIV. Once
Right.
they learn, that's a state issue, a government thing. They have to tell us.
You know, they have, I was reading the other day, and I'm sure you heard of it. The women have this page called T. So on T, women talk about the men that they date. What's the T on this guy? Or here's the T on this guy. So they were talking about some men on there that had HIV and was intentionally infecting women.
They still do
And
that.
then it's another site just for men. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm just gonna say hypothetically it's Hood. But that's not it. But I'm just saying it's Hood. And so this particular young man called another young man to put this young lady name on Hood because she was intentionally infecting men with HIV, knowing that she had it. But she had a whole video saying that she had it. Okay, you didn't ask any questions, so now you've been exposed.
Wow.
And she looked like she was in her 20s. So you got Hood and T.
Oh
The Hood and T not talking
goodness.
to each other, but they're talking about each other.
About each other.
Yep.
That's not good.
It's not.
And I know that has happened. I know someone that has personally done that.
Wow.
And it was a lady, and she was engaged to a guy. So for whatever reason, she was at his house, and she saw some pills in his bathroom. When she went to the bathroom, they were for HIV.
Wow.
So she confronts him, and they don't always use protection. So
Wow.
she ended up, and she went on Facebook blasting this guy, putting his name out there
As she should.
and everything. And he went back and blasted saying, He did not have it. That was a lie. She was jealous of
She
him.
should've took
They
pictures.
broke up. They're not together because she's possessed. I mean, it was like, okay. It got out of hand. That's really, really, really
And now
bad.
and now it's the numbers, not just for HIV. Well, I'll just stick with HIV and AIDS, has escalated in the last 2 years. And I looked at the list, and I think Georgia was Atlanta, because
Atlanta was number 1 for years.
but it's like number 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
But they have like North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, and those numbers are astronomical. And I remember Midtown being over 100,000 by itself. And we can understand why Midtown, because we know the population, that a culture of people that live in Midtown.
Yeah.
But it's not going anywhere. And some of the people think that, young people think that it's okay to have a certain type of behavior. Right? I don't have to be protected. But because it's medicine now that can cure you. Yeah. But you don't know if that medicine gonna work for you, because some of that medicine, the side effects is hard for some people.
Yes. And it doesn't work the same in everybody.
Right.
Everybody's chemistry is not the same.
Right. Because I remember giving medication. I think at that time it was like a cocktail, and those pills was like this big.
They're big. And
those pills made those patients so sick. But I remember too. Then when I was in my others, when I was finishing school and working on my my clinical, I had some patients that came in, and they were telling me about the medications, because the homeless people were stealing the medication out the mailbox because the HIV medicine gave you a buzz. And he said, you see a homeless person or a crackhead walking down the street, and their skin's so beautiful because their skin, the medication changed the texture of your hair and made your skin flawless.
Yeah.
So I was like, so the medication is different, definitely different.
It is.
On how it's going to affect each individual.
It affects you different.
Yeah, but they need to no, young man, don't think that just because the medicine is there, you're safe, because you're not.
You're not.
You're not.
And then the expense, it's not cheap. I'm talking about 10 grand, 5 grand easy for 30 or 40 days supply.
Right. Because I was at a this place called Positive Impact. Is downtown Atlanta. If you don't have money, then you can go there and you get mental health.
Yes.
And you get medication. You get like group counseling. You get for the whole, because there's some grant that they get, and if they're private, they get money to also be able to give them the medication and the mental health therapy that they need.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So
because it's expensive. Even mental health is expensive. That's why so many of them are wandering around out here, and you wondering why they shooting people and going to the school, and they have mental issues. And the medicine is not cheap, and nor is the services. They're not cheap.
Nope, it's not.
And people need it. If you're homeless or you're unemployed, how do you get? They done cut all the funding for everything. And people need this. And if you're not working, how are they going to get it?
I don't know if they still have it, but it used to be, like the telephone books. So let's say like it's about the size of my book, and maybe half the thickness of it. And it had all the resources that anybody with HIV, AIDS, homelessness, and you HIV, AIDS, or you affected by HIV, AIDS, because you didn't have to be the person with it. You could just be the person that was affected by it. They had their resources.
Referrals.
And they're like Open Door, the living room. Those are places that you can go stay and stuff like that. But it was
a lot of
very
that
useful.
Is no longer in business.
Yes, wow.
Our new president here done cut all kind of programs, and you just don't have the resources anymore. I know women that have kids that don't have resources anymore. When my kids were born, I went to the health unit in my area. They gave me, remember those WIC vouchers?
Yeah, I remember.
I used to get WIC vouchers. I went to the store and got milk, cheese, eggs, all these kind of foods for me and my children.
Right.
And they did that for about a year. Each child got about a year of WIC vouchers because at that time the government had all these programs to help new moms or any mom really that had kids.
Wow.
And we went to the clinic. I got my kids got their shots. It's the health unit. I was working, but they had these programs. And when I was in the hospital, they told me, the social worker came and visited. She said, listen, if you're a single mom, they got this for you, and you are eligible for these programs.
Okay.
But all them programs
Gone. Wow.
And we used to get the food stamps. Remember the dollar food stamp? They was dollar.
Yeah, I
like
remember.
money.
I remember
Now
that.
they give you a plastic. Here you go.
Your card, yeah. Whew. But yeah, they cut a lot of that off too. So
they cutting it.
That housing for Section 8, cutting everything.
They cutting your good president is.
But the only thing about that is I look at it like every time we have something like that happen, you only could be sitting in that chair for 4 years. And then once you leave, normally things revert back, or at least 70% back to the way it was. So a lot of the things that that the people lost, it'll come back.
And don't get me started on politics.
No.
How you the president, and you ain't worried about the underman who don't homeless. All of it. We have a homeless population now that we've never had before in the history of the United States. Veterans are homeless. Homeless people are homeless. Women and children are homeless. And you don't have anything to address that? That's not important?
But no, for him, that's not part of the 2030 agenda.
Exactly.
So then, no, it's not important to him.
I mean, they're killing people. Look, they just killed the senator. This senator that was in Utah somewhere. I mean, you can't speak about nothing now because they'll kill you. You go to the speech and somebody don't like what you said, and they murder you. I thought in America you had the freedom of speech. We don't, so we ain't doing none of that no more.
Not for the next 2 or 3 years.
I believe you're right.
Not for the next 2 or 3 years.
You right.
So, back to the down low, and I feel that it's definitely about the man that's on the down low. And his fears. So yeah, and you mentioned some of the stuff earlier that about family. It's a cultural thing, and we know as Black people that it's kind of like no, we don't do that.
Right.
You just need to go ahead on and man up. But I think that's becoming a little bit more relaxed than it was when we were kids.
Definitely.
Yeah, some parents a little bit more. Well, we as parents may be a little bit more accepting than our parents were. But my main thing is, don't let your fears cause you to harm someone else, whether it's intentional or unintentional. Because if you keeping that secret that you're in a down low, that young lady, that got a whole life in front of her because she's in her 20s. She is not thinking that you on the down low and what you all are taking part in is going to be something that can be detrimental to her 10 or 15 years down the line. Or that she even may think that, when I was with Bob 15 years ago, he was positive, but he didn't tell me. But you done been with all these other men or women in between you and Bob.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm going to put it on the man mostly because it's just more them on the down low, I believe.
Well, I don't know, because they have quite a few women now that are also having both partners, male and females.
But it's the fluid difference between the male and the female, how that's delivered.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's why I say I put it more on men because of how their delivery system compared to the female delivery system.
Because there's no penetration with the female.
Right.
And there is with the male.
Right. So and he has a lot of ejaculation going on in there that a female does not get.
Correct.
Right.
That's true. But still, if it's two females and one of them is positive, there still is a greater possibility that she can give it to her.
Now, let me tell you what I came across when I talked to the gay women.
Mm-hmm.
If you got two females
Uh-huh.
and one of the women end up positive, that woman was with a man.
Really?
Really. And these come straight from gay women that I've spoken to. So if you got woman and
Wow.
woman and that woman come up come up positive,
It's
she was
because
with,
she's
she was out there
also
with a
sleeping
man,
with
with
a
a man. Yep.
Well,
and
I
that's,
just said
and that's
some of them
very
like
and
both.
that's very common. It's more common than we think.
Yeah, I know they have a lot, because this is what I'm not getting. Hold up. I need a man. Wait. This is what I'm not getting.
What?
Two women, but you buy a strap-on piece. What?
But that's psychological.
Just get a man.
It's psychological.
True.
It's psychological because whatever trauma that woman
So
experienced or
true.
in the past.
Let's
It's-
not talk about
okay,
trauma.
so it's the trauma. Our childhood plays such a large part in our adulthood.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
heal that child, honey.
You
You gotta
got
heal it.
to.
You gotta heal that inner child.
Oh
You're
my
not going
God.
nowhere.
You
You're
ain't-
not gonna
Well,
be
you're going in circles.
Right.
Because I've been there. I've been broken all of my life. Rape as a child, mother alcoholic, daddy missing. Wait a minute. What else? It's like, really, God? And I was broken. So my family told me, you need therapy, honey, because this ain't work. What you doing ain't work. I'm like, I'm broken. When you're broken, you don't know that.
Right.
You just feel like you're normal like everybody else, but you're not.
Right.
Other people can see it.
And unfortunately, I can say for myself, our families not aware of things that we were going through as kids, and even if they were aware, they had the type of mentality where what happens in the
Keep it
family stays in
quiet.
the family.
Keep it
Right.
quiet.
So look, I've been molested and raped from the time I was 6 into 12, and they were family members, grown old men, or people that were a few years older than me. Back in the day, they just call it a train. You remember what a train is?
I do.
They ran. I had a train ran on me when I was 10. I could hardly walk back home where we lived at.
I'm sorry.
And I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell my grandmom.
I'm so sorry.
I just mustered through it until when I turned 30. I don't know what it is about the age 30, but honey, at the age 30, my mind said I had enough. And that's when I
Exactly.
told on everybody. I told on my uncle, because my uncle was, ooh, Lord have
ringleader.
mercy. I told my uncle, mom. I told my uncle, daughter, in front of, I told on my uncle in front of his
Good
mom,
for you.
his daughter, my
Good.
kids, and to never trust him around
Good.
your kids.
Good.
I don't care that he your daddy. You shouldn't even trust him with you.
Good.
So he denied it.
You broke that link.
He denied it. Then I
Of
wrote
course
it.
you
Then
did.
I wrote it in the book.
Good.
So then
Good.
he said that my oldest uncle taught him how to do it. That's how he knew
got
how to
it.
do it. But my oldest uncle, he never touched us at all. Just that, the younger uncle. And honey, to this day, it shouldn't still be bothering me, but
It's not going
but
nowhere.
it doesn't bother me as much because
Right,
the
but
more I
it's not
talk
going
about
nowhere.
it, the more I
The
talk
better
about
it gets.
yes. But honey, look, I'm 66, and I've been talking about it since I've been
I'm 68
forever.
next month.
Forever.
I have not. I only was able to talk about it when I moved to Atlanta. I started
Wow.
writing, but I kept that. No one knew. I didn't never say anything. I guess I wasn't ready, but I was still broken too.
Wow.
So after I went through therapy, it came out in therapy, and I had a man therapist, and that's what made it easy because I asked him what was wrong with me. Why am I going through this? Why am I with all this trauma? He said, you're broken. That's the first time I heard, what do you mean I'm broken? I ain't broken, ain't nothing wrong. He said, yes, you are.
Wow.
Yeah. And he said, it's my job to help you get it all back together again and piece those pieces, put them all. And he did.
Nah, no therapist really. But I went to school for psychology. First I went to school for nursing, And then but I was already a nurse and I was going for my RN. Then in the middle of my RN curriculum, I switched over to psychology. So then I did my associate psychology. Then I did my BS in psychology. Then I did my master's in counseling. Then I was working on my PhD in psychology. And when I was working on my master's, you have to do all these clinical
thesis.
And then we did actual practice in classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to be the patient, or I had to be the therapist, or I had to be the therapist and somebody else was the
Yeah.
patient. So you get to talk about and relive the real stuff. Girl, we was crying. All of us in there was just crying. Because everybody had something in
Trauma.
there that they was dealing with. Right.
Yeah.
Did.
And if you're never healed from your trauma, you won't be happy.
No, you're not.
Because I have a church member, same scenario as you, but it was her dad.
Wow.
Her dad was a minister, and he raped her at night. The mama knew. The mama stayed in the room, but he did that from the time she was 10 until she left home. She must have been 15, 16.
Wow.
And that affected her whole life. She never got married. She never had kids. She was a church member. So we were at a retreat, a woman's retreat. And we were all talking about our pain. We were all crying, helping each other. And that's when it came out. Wow. She just started crying, and she left the group. So her and I were in the room together. And I went back to the room, and she was in the room crying. I said, "What's wrong? Did they say something to hurt your feeling?" And that's when she said, "I've been holding this all my life." And she told me. And we were both crying, girl. I'm in there crying. She in there crying. But it helped her. She said, "I've never been able to talk about it. I've never told anyone up until now, and I'm just telling you."
Right.
And we cried and we prayed and we cried, but it was her daddy. And it's painful because this is the person you're supposed to trust, who you supposed to take care of you is your father, but now he's hurting you, he's raping you, really?
Wow.
So
I think I didn't put my trauma on my kids, but because my kids, I have 3 daughters.
I do too.
And then my daughters I protected them. Look, if you're going to stay to your daddy, her daddy live right across the street. I'm telling you about good touches and bad touches. And when you come back home, I'm asking you questions. Who touched you?
Me too.
And then I said, my kids, when they were 10, they tell me, you ain't got to say nothing about that ever again, because we got it. We understand
I
it.
told that to my little girl. So one day my little girl came home and said the gym teacher told her to take off her clothes. Girl, I flew to that. Wait, hold up. I went to him. He was a younger teacher, real nice guy. I said, "You was touching my child?" He said, "What? No, I told her to take off the skirt because she had on shorts so she could do her gym." I was like, "Oh, okay." Don't, hey, what's going on? He was like, "No, I told them all take off their," because they had to wear a skirt. They had uniforms back then. And they had to wear a skirt, and every little girl had to wear shorts up under it. And when they go to PE, they had to take off. So he must have told her, "Come here, take off your skirt." And she took it the other way.
Well, I think we went around the world and came back on this discussion today, but it was good. I enjoyed it, and it's because it's time for us to go.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next Saturday from between at 1:00 from 1 to 2, and we stream live on Roku TV and TV 1061 on YouTube every Saturday 1 to 2. And you're from
3 to 4,
3 to 7.
right after Bedroom Chronicles.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm your host, Mercury's Rises, and welcome to Bedroom Chronicles, the show where couples or singles go deep, cut the crap, and face the real questions that make or break relationships. The show is informative and mesmerizing. Tonight, we are putting love on the hot seat. Are they being honest with each other, or are they just saying what is safe? Let's find out if real love starts when real truth is spoken. We have call-in guests and live interviews. Whether you heal together or apart, you owe each other honesty. That's it for tonight's Bedroom Chronicles. Until the next time, don't fake the love, face the truth.